Hey there, Michelle Copper here with the Inspired Voice Business Coaching in Vanport Square Studio. Welcome to day 20 of my 30 videos in 30 days challenge. Today's question comes from Steve in Indiana. He says that he's been told his vocal pattern comes across as judgmental, when in reality he's not being so, and wants to know what that's about. Couple of things could be going on. First of all, what other people think of you is really none of your business. So you can't control other people's opinions or experiences, and if you know that you're coming from a place of if you know that you're coming from a place of contributing and generosity, then I would let those comments go. If you've heard it more than once, or you feel there's some truth in it, or it's a recurring or repeating pattern, then there's something for you to look at. A couple of practical tools that you can use to start to investigate how your tone and speech pattern is coming across is that if you talk quickly or you tend to be a little bit more blunt or straightforward, those are great qualities. But you can soften the edges of that by slowing down and maybe taking an extra breath in between thoughts or ideas. The best practical tool I know for being in conversation or presenting with people is to engage them with questions, whether I'm speaking one-on-one to someone or I'm speaking to a group. If I can invite them with questions to share their experience or connect to their challenges or share their insight and wisdom and expertise, right away people are going to feel better when we're communicating. They're going to feel like I care about them. They're going to feel like I'm listening to them because I am, and I do. So remembering this tool of asking inviting questions, asking people about their work and what they do and what they know is a great way to soften the edge, especially if we're someone who has a lot of information, who has a lot of experience, and who has a lot to contribute. If we're so focused on what we have to say and what we know, it can be hard for people to hear us because we're just kind of coming at them with all of what we know. And so get them involved, ask them questions, invite them into your awareness. And then really holding people in your awareness, focusing as much or more on listening and really taking in their essence and their presence than you are focused on what you have to say or give to them or share with them is another great way to soften some of the more intense edges that we can have when we're talking about what we know or sharing with people. And lastly, I just wanted to touch base on this whole idea of judgment. The thing is, we're all judgmental and live in a judgmental world, and our judgment is great for knowing when it's time to cross the street and not get hit by a bus. And then the rest of it is spent, deciding on whether we're good enough, and our ego's natural desire is to make us better than or worse than. And so we can all do a little cleaning up of our own side of the street where judgment is concerned. If you're getting feedback that you seem judgmental, look for where you are judgmental and know that that judgment is just keeping you separate from the world. It's a habit of the ego to judge others, and we all do it, and we probably always will. But if you can cultivate the ability to sit in neutral, compassionate presence with other people, the whole world will change. If you can change your inside, your inner game to one of true, generous, accepting of everyone you come into contact with, your life experience will change. That sense of being judged or judging other people will fall away when you are able to release your judgments a minute at a time on other people. There is a spiritual axiom that whenever we are troubled inside, the problem is with us, and we do have our own inner game side of the street to clean up. So no matter what uncomfortable emotion we're feeling or resisting or refusing to feel, it's our job to feel them and let them pass and not attach a big story to them and not make it mean anything. Just clean up our side of the street and begin to move through the world with as little judgment as possible, and then the world will start to react to us differently. Thanks for a great question, Steve. Thank you all for playing with me. We've got about 10 days left in this challenge, and I'd love to answer your questions, thoughts, or concerns about speaking up, being seen and heard, sharing your work in the biggest possible way with the world. And if you hop over to the Facebook page and sign up on my mailing list, you'll be entered to win a free 2-hour Giving Voice to Your Work life and prosperity session with me next month. Get your 2016 off to a rockin' start and going big, putting yourself out there in the biggest possible way this year. Thanks again for being here.